Hey guys, it's Vince from Medium Rare Musicians, and we've been playing on some cymbals from artist guitars, and we even recorded a cover with them, which you can check out here. So we've done a demo for each one of the three lines from artist guitars, one for the medium line, one for the heavy rock line, and one for the rough light line. In this video, we're just going to go through and show you the highlights from each line. We'll compare all the hi-hats, we'll compare all the crashes, all the rides, and then all the secondary crashes. Mixing wise, we've done some basic mixing and we've applied the same set to all three, just for comparison purposes. Ideally, you want to have a different mix for each line to get a different set of sounds out of it. We've just got some basic EQ, high pass, slight compression and reverb, just so you can hear it in context with the kit. The rough light hi-hats are dry and crispy without the gongy overtones that come through. They're also quite washy when you open them up and lay into them. The medium hi-hats are quite versatile and they can sit in a wide range of genres when you're playing with them. They're more bright and have a bit more body to them, while the rock hi-hats, the heavy rock hi-hats, they are loud and they are very, they've got a lot of projection to them. With regards to the 16-inch crash, all three cymbals have good attack. The difference comes with the weight of the cymbals. So you've got the heavy rock, which are significantly heavier than the other two, which gives it more body and more presence. The rough light crash has a bit more sustain on the lighter hits again. And you'll find that the medium crash kind of sits in between these two and has sort of like the versatility of hitting the edges of both of those ranges. On all three lines, the 18-inch is a crash ride. They're quite similar to their 16-inch counterparts, but they've all just got a bit more sustain. And they're good for just carrying out a strong chorus or laying down a big bridge section. With all three of the rides, you can use them just by riding on them with around the radius of the ride, or you can just go bell for the more percussive sections, or you can use them as a crash. And all three of them give you quite different sounds. The rough light and the medium line don't have much attack on the actual ride hits. They're a bit sort of washy and they've got more sustain on them. The heavy rock line has a lot more body when you hit it, and it's got quite a prominent attack. Similarly with the bells, the rough light and the medium line are sort of higher pitched, higher frequency bells, sound a bit sweeter in jazz and funk sort of environments, while the heavy rock line cuts through everything and has a lot of presence and body. With the rough light line, generally it's more suited towards jazz and funk. The heavy rock line is more suited to rock, metal, anything heavy, and everything in between sort of gets covered by the medium line. If you're playing stuff like progressive rock or electronic or R&B, you're probably going to want to get a cross of the different cymbals, and they've also got some nice effect cymbals available. So for instance, in the cover I just did, I used a combination of cymbals. I used the splash from the heavy rock line, a secondary pair of hi-hats from the rough light line, and the ride from the rough light line, just to get that sound which I thought would be perfect for that particular song. So the cymbals as a whole are quite reasonably priced. You can get a complete set for under $500. But maybe you want to buy a second set of cymbals to use for practice or to leave at the rehearsal studio, or maybe even if you're just getting into drums and to keep you motivated, you want something sounding good, not the trashy set of cymbals that come with your first drum kit. You want something that sort of sounds a little bit more like what you're hearing on recordings while you're playing to. These are great for that. As you've heard through all the demos, they do record well, and they're not going to blow out your budget. So again, you can go check out all the different cymbals that they have on offer at Artist Guitars. I'll put links down in the description. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you like what we do here, give us a like, subscribe even.